Oakley dokley. What we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at how we can go about simplifying these things and then applying the distributive law to do these things here. So we've got 15 root 12 over 5 root 2. So basically with this thing, I guess we want to try and simplify this square root of 12. We know that the square root of 12 is equal to 4 times 3, so we end up with 2 root 3. So we've got 15 times 2 root 3, so 15 times 2 is 30. So we've got 30 root 3 over 5 root 2. So 30 over 5 is 6. So we've got 6 root 3 over the square root of 2. So we could say that's 6 square root of 3 over 2. It doesn't seem right. I'm just going to pause it for a second and do some maths. So let's see. Oh man, it's not letting me undo things. Okay, and I can't erase them either. Oh well, anyhow, let's see if I can write over them with white. I'll use this approach. Give us a box. I'll go. Oops, where's the box? No box? No, I don't want an arrow. This is frustrating. Change the size. Can we change the size? So we're just going to rub all this out. Okay, so back to that. What is it? That one. We'll make it blue. All right, so that's short. No, blue. Yep, good. Same thickness. Okay, so sorry about that. Now we ended up saying this was 6, and then root 3 over the square root of 2. Make this a little bit thicker. That one. Now, I'm not sure where they want you to go next with this, so I don't know. But I do know that there's a thing that we do. We're not allowed to have a surd at the bottom. We can't have a surd as a denominator. So, because it's not an exact number. So because of that, what we've got to do what we call rationalizing. Now, when we rationalize, what we do is we multiply it. So we're going to take this thing, and we're going to multiply it by 1. But we're going to do that 1 in a special way. And that is, we're going to multiply that by whatever we've got here, on top and on the bottom. So we know that that divided by that is 1, and we're going to multiply that by that. So now we've got 6 root 3 times root 2, and we've got root 2 times root 2. So we've got 6 root 6 over root 2 times root 2, which is 2. So that's what we ended up with there. A little bit confusing. Took me a little bit to get to it, but yeah, I don't know. We could have it as a fraction of square root of 3 over 2, and I think that's what I started doing. But what is that? Nothing. I don't know. Pretty jaded about this. Okay, next one. Now, some people struggle to expand sets of brackets. Some people don't. Some people get it straight away. We're going to look at a couple of techniques for this. So, what we're about taking this and multiplying it by everything inside there. So we've got square root of 2 times square root of 7, square root of 2 times the square root of 5, and we can just do that. So with that, we multiply those two, and we multiply those two. There is something else we can do. We might do that for the next one. So what this is going to be, this is going to be square root 2 times 7, which is 14, minus square root 2 times 5, which is 10. So we end up with the square root of 14 minus square root of 10. We can't simplify any of that, so we just leave that as is. Okay. Give us some space now. Alright, so we've got this thing 2 root 3, 7 root 6, 5 root 3. What we can do, we can set this up, you may have heard it called a Punnett square. 2 root 3 And we're going to have 7 root 6, 5 root 3. This is really good if we had something else being added there. We're expanding 2 sets of brackets, but even so, this will still work. So here, 2 times 7 is 14. Square root 3 times 6 is 18. And then we 2 times 5 is 10. Square root 3 times 3 is 9. So from there we've got now 14 root 18 plus, because there is a plus there, so we should have a plus there. 14 root 18 plus 10 root 9. Now we know square root of 9 is 3, so that should be 30. So 14 root 18 plus 30. Okay, now 14 root 18. This 18, we know we can break that up into 9 times 2. So that means we've got 14, 9 by 2 plus 30. We're going to finish it off over here. Take that 9 out, so it becomes 3. 14 times 3 is 42. 42 root 2 plus 30 is our final answer there. So that's where we go through. That's where we go through those type of things there. Yeah. So just remember, sometimes you might have to simplify. Not that we had to in any of these cases, but that's what you may have to do. And then there's this whole technique here of rationalizing. And then here all we did was expand. If it's a square root, we multiply that into the square root. If there's got a number in front of the square root, we multiply that by all the numbers inside. So that's the way we go through those problems.